Hello, coming in from the OcMee design team, another CATIA tutorial. Today I'm going to be going over at least as much as I can do for the part design workbench. I'm going to try to go over it sort of systematically, just one by one, showing you what each feature does, not necessarily onto one complete part, just individually showing you as quick as I can what you have, what tools you have to work with, because what can you do without knowing that the tools exist in the first place? So that's just the purpose for today. Let's get started. So you should have seen the Sketcher tutorial beforehand or just know about it. Or maybe you could just sort of intuit it because it's pretty straightforward. I'll create a profile. I'll constrain it, measure it, and we can create a pad from here. Some things that we can do with the pad. Um, Thin and standard. Standard assumes that you want to fill in the entire closed profile of whatever sketch you used. You have a lot of um, end conditions, I'll call it. For example, if I want to put a offset plane and I want to pad this up and I want to do it up to this plane, I could do that. I could have a second limit, let's say just a dimension of 20 going the other way, preview, right? Pretty intuitive. Okay. Now if I wanted to go back and let's say I want to change my sketch over here. I'm going to go do something like that and make that a construction, but where did it go? But I want to break this end so it's no longer closed. I exit, it's going to give me an error because it's not a closed profile. But let's say, come on, okay, let's say I want to do a thin profile. Then I could, let's say I want to do two one way and two the other way. Or alternatively, since they're both equal, I can do four with a neutral fiber preview. Look, looks good. Look, looks good. Yep. And then oppositely, let me go back to the sketch. Delete this. I'll close it. Exit. Let's make it a standard pad once again. And then I could do a pocket with a sketch that I forgot to make. Go inside here. And then create a pocket. I could do it up to the plane of the surface here. Okay, pretty straightforward. It's just the negative of the pad. Shaft. Let's try doing a shaft. I'll do a sketch over here. And then I'll create a line that goes down like that. And a point-to-point rectangle. Maybe that goes like this. So that I could show you that I could create similar things using different features. I'll cancel. Okay, it doesn't like that the axis isn't the same thing, so I could actually go back there, create it in the geometrical sketch. Create a line that's normal to this surface. Plane over here. Put a point on the origin. Line point direction. I could put it here. Direction normal to the surface. Okay. Go back to my part body. Sketch. Axis. This guy. Also, I want to point out that I totally forgot that when you do a axis and you do it on a feature that's recognized as a cylinder, for example, let me go back here, then it will already automatically select the axis that is the center of the revolution. So I could have not done the line, but you can see that in either case works out. It's actually a good opportunity to show that anyways. Groove is the negative feature of that. I could probably do something similar by moving around. So I'll delete this shaft actually. Not delete the aggregated elements. I could probably put this in here. And then exit, do a groove. That about this. Okay. You don't see anything, but if I go to tools and I clip it, then you could probably see that there's a groove inside. Right. There you go. Rib. I could do a very similar thing once I delete the groove. Go back to the sketch. I don't think it likes me trying to edit that while I'm in the view. So go back to that, go back to the sketch. There you go. And I'll keep it completely separate actually, and then go back, maybe do a sketch on this face where I make a funky profile. And then I'll do a rib of this profile with the center curve here. And make sure that this is coincident. Do a profile of this with the center curve here, right? Preview, looks good. So in that case, as opposed to like a revolver, or sorry, a shaft or a groove, I could do any sort of a path, right? This looks funky. It's not a cylindrical path. No, and all of that was in the models, and all of that was in the models toolbar. Here, let's say I want to do a hole, and I position a hole to be, about there is fine. I'll just do the default position that it gave me. Then I could, if you want to do a thread with this whole feature, then there's an integrated thread feature on this. It's not really recommended that you do it separately. So here's that feature if you want it. There's a different kind of holes. Counterbore is pretty common, so we'll do that. And you have a lot of different dimensions that you can define. I'll go with the default for now, or if you want to, you could also make it go through. Bottom type to be flat, for example. Preview. Right, you can see that hole go through, and it is counterbored to the default dimension for now. If you wanted to do a thread, you could go back to the hole and add your thread. Preview, okay. I don't think they do. I don't think they do the thread visualization, but yeah, maybe they do. No, it doesn't seem like they do. And I'm sure there's a setting for you to toggle it on and off, but the threads do not show in this case.